Looking forward to this one. Youngster Danny Boardman working alongside Kieran Farrell, former fighter himself, talented young trainer as well, done a bit of everything, hasn't he? Bit of promotion, bit of managing, loads of experience. Kieran, by royal approval, of course, Kieran Farrell, and he's been part of the Daniel Dubois renaissance recently, but all business, Danny Boardman, and he looks full of it, Barry.
Yeah, he's come with all guns blazing, hasn't he? That's a lovely right hand there from Boardman.
Yeah, set out the frying pan into the fire for Smithson, there's no doubt about that. Given a torrid time in his last two fights, and I don't think Boardman's going to let him easy through this one. Nice right hook to the body landed. You could hear the crunch of that one go in, and this is a hot first opening 30 seconds or so.
And he's switching stance here as well, hasn't he, Boardman, already? Just seeing that attack there. He went from the southpaw stance to land that left hand through the guard.
You could see from his ring walk that he was quite amped up, wasn't he, Boardman? So it's no surprise to see him start like this on debut. I think he really does want to put on quite a display, get the stoppage. And Smithson started in the home corner when you look at his record, has switched to the away corner, and he's having to ride out a bit of a storm here early.
Yeah, and if you're Boardman, that's exactly the right tactics, isn't it? Guy's been knocked out twice on the bounce. You want to make him deeply uncomfortable, psychologically unnerve him, etc., etc.
Even though he's going through the gears here, Boardman, he came out 100 miles an hour, but he just slowed down to 80. But he just slowed down a little bit, but that gave him more chance to just to compose himself. And look at this for work, quality work here.
Referee Michael Alexander is very close in attendance. Oh, there's an uppercut wings in as well. Heavy pressure coming in from Boardman, head and body. Maybe just drops the pace a little, thinks about what he's doing.
And even though Smithson's blocking most of these shots, or half blocking most of the shots, he's got to be careful he doesn't fire back. The referee has to step in. So he's got to do enough to survive here.
Nice little stabbing jab to the body there as well from Boardman.
Just having a little bit of a breather here, isn't he, Boardman? I think just taking 10-15 seconds maybe before he ramps it up to the end of the round.
Good for us all, Andy. I was just thinking, yeah, that was an intense first couple of minutes.
I mean, we always talk about, we said earlier on about debuts and rushing your work and over-eagerness. You've got to be careful that doing that's a great first round start for him, but doing too much too soon and then not having no energy then for the next 2, 3, 4 rounds, potentially.
So often you hear fighters on their debut talk about that. Talk about maybe the legs not having the energy as the fight progresses, but a couple of wicked little right hooks to the body going in. He switched stance there. Little show to the crowd. He's enjoyed that opening round of his professional career. No question about it, Danny Boardman.
Yeah, impressive first round there, wasn't it? First round in his professional career there from Danny Boardman, especially those left hands through the middle, or right hands, depending on what stance he had, but that backhand, certainly, every time he let it go, right through the guard there, Boardman, and Smithson's under a little bit of trouble at times here.
Really good start. High pace, lots of punches, and there was just a moment over in that far corner where Michael Alexander was just having a good look. You wondered, Andy.
You did, it was right above us, wasn't it? And then he just threw something, Smithson, right in the nick of time, because the ref, I think, was just beginning to consider whether it was too much one-way traffic. But he's got through that opening round, which is the important thing, Smithson, and it'll be interesting to see if Boardman can keep that kind of tempo up, because that was pretty fierce.
The blonde bomber, Danny Boardman, a little less blonde than he was as a kid. There's terrific footage on YouTube if you want to hunt it out, folks, of a 9-year-old Danny Boardman nearly a decade ago shadowboxing in the dressing room of Lenny Dawes. Go and have a look at that when you get a few minutes. It's absolutely fantastic. You're like the Milky Bar kid ramped up in boxing mode, and here he is. Well, we saw quite a bit of that 9-year-old enthusiasm and intensity in that first 3 minutes.
Lenny Dawes, the king of Cosholton, he used to sell some tickets, didn't he? The atmosphere for his fight nights, I went to 2 or 3 of them, was absolutely off the scale.
Nice right hand there from Boardman.
Well, we were talking about Finney James, just being wanting just to turn up and one into his shots, but we can't say that about Boardman. Come here, every shot he throws, he pushes up that back leg, really rips into it with his shoulders and his hips, and make sure he gets everything on that shot.
Well, at least for Smithson, he kind of knows what he's in for. He knew what he was in for from the start. Is he getting more accustomed to the pace, to the power?
I think if Boardman just goes a little bit light at the top, just flurries up top, there's a lot of gap there underneath the elbows for him to target, but just got to lift him a little bit higher, and that's a little flurry up high to the head, and then just dip your legs and whip right down to the body there with a hook.
Yeah, and you can just see above the trunks of Smithson. There's a little bit of flesh there. They both came in just under super feather. What were they? 127, 128 pounds. The pair off them.
I gotta be honest, though, Alex. Sorry, mate. That doesn't always mean you can't take a body shot, though. Ironically, we tend to think that, but it's not the case for Boardman. It'll be the delivery of the shot. If it's in the right spot, six pack, all the muscles or flab, it doesn't matter what you got. If it hits you on the right spot, you're done.
That was a lovely right to the body there, stabbing lead right hand to the body. There's another wicked one. He whipped that in not once but twice as he switches stance, then delivers a left hand again, a clubbing shot to the body. So it's all downstairs heavy artillery from Boardman at the moment.
He looks more comfortable in this second round though, Smithson, than he did in the first, and I think it's because you get a handle, as you were saying, on what you're facing, on how it feels. And maybe he's felt the power and thought, okay, for 4 rounds, this shouldn't prove to be too much of a problem. But with these body shots, as Barry alluded to, it can often be the case that you're coping with them fine until you're not.
But I must admit, Barry, I'm more impressed with Boardman in this round than the first.
Yeah.
I think his distance is much better.
Yeah, but he's picking every shot, isn't he? There, look at that nice little finish of the round there, just to emphasise how much in control he was.
And as Smithson went back to his corner, he was just pulling his trunks down. Maybe it was just the protector out of shape. Maybe it was just to get a little bit of breath into the lungs after some heavy shots taken downstairs throughout that round.
And well, just the same for people who decide to have their career as a journeyman. Early in your career as a journeyman, it's very hard to learn your trade because you don't know that. Like you see other good journeymen we've seen tonight, they know when to bend their legs, just to absorb a few shots and and step and slide and use the ropes to take the sting out of shots. And I think for Smithson, he's still learning that early in his career as on the road to being hopefully a successful journeyman, and by that fighting often and earning plenty of money.
Just watching Kieran Farrell over in that Boardman corner. He's so animated. He's so visual, isn't he? With his suggestions and his instructions, and let's see how all of that bears out in this third round, scheduled for 4 on this pro debut of Danny Boardman, who actually turned over with Queensberry, Andy, and as ever, there's not always avenues and opportunities with some of the bigger companies in any walk of life.
No, it could be hard to make an impact, can't it? It's important to sell tickets. It's important if you get an opportunity to really take it, because the competition is fierce, particularly now because they've made a lot of signings in recent times and they've looked to go a little bit more international. But you build in the best way that you can, in the way that suits you, and he does look like a good fighter. He does. He's put Smithson under a lot of pressure right from the very start, and he's not looking like he's going to blow a gasket. You shouldn't in 4 rounds, but it happens.
No, he's been really well prepared. He actually went out to Dubai for a training camp in the build-up to this one. He was sparring Marcel Braithwaite, the British super flyweight champion, a guy called Jack Turner, who's a Merseysider who's 7-0, so really good work there.
Yeah, really good work.
And what about this switch hitting style, Barry?
Yeah, I remember I used to say it doesn't work. I used to say it doesn't work. I'm not a fan of it. You get exposed. But I think now it's when it's where you switch. Switch hitting can be massively effective. It's where you switch. Switching too close to the target, can put you in plenty of trouble. Switching from out range can sometimes be pointless. So you got to get the timing right for it.
Oh, that was good. That was good. He just dipped down to his left, and there was a clubbing right hand. And now Smithson's under a bit of pressure because of that shot, and several others that have followed up.
Just got his feet too close there, Boardman, and it's allowed Smithson to hold, but Another big left hand there from Boardman, and I think the referee's having a good look here.
Yeah, he might have just dug another one, and I think he's in a bit of bother here. And it's the head and body, it's the variety, but it's also the intensity. And Smithson covering up, wheeling away, trying to buy himself a bit of time. You fancy if Boardman can just keep his foot to the floor, that he might just be able to make a big impact.
What he's doing well here, Boardman, is that he's never allowing Smithson close enough to grab him. It's very, very difficult for Smithson to wrap him up and buy a bit of time and smother the attacks. There's not really anywhere for him to go when he finds himself on the receiving end. He was almost one punch away there, I felt, because he backed him up to the ropes on the right-hand side as we look at it. And Smithson did well to slip a left hand that was coming at him as he came back off the ropes. I think if that had connected, that would have been it. But you're right, the referee was having a very good look there.
And I think that was due to the switching, because he switched stance and he threw himself into a shot, and that put him in a little bit too close.
Oh, another wicked left hook to the body coming in from Boardman. Maybe Smithson just going to survive this round, and I think it is just.
Oh, good shot that was there from Boardman.
Yeah, that was a hard 3 minutes. That was hard as he goes back to his corner once again. Smithson, there was just a couple of moments where it looked like he was a step away, maybe from the referee moving in, or maybe the telling blow being delivered by Boardman.
Yeah, just relentless pressure there with the quality in his work there. Boardman finding the angles of attack, just changing up a little bit there. This was here where he just overextended with one shot, but he looked like the referee might have stepped in. There was a few more punches landed, but picking the shots well, putting Smithson under plenty of pressure, and another round like that might be enough.
Well, there was no respite, was there? For about 45 seconds, there was absolutely nowhere to go for Smithson. How much has this young man got in his tank for the final round? Fourth and final round. How much more of the same can Danny Boardman produce over this 3 minutes?
See, that's what you just got when you got someone like that, like Smith, to just change direction. Look at just move around the ring. That's where you just dip your legs and just whack him in the chest. And let's stunt that move, just stop that movement, then you go to work.
Now let's look at it from the other side. You're Louis Smithson, you've been stopped twice. He's 3 minutes away from securing a payday sooner than he's been able to over the course of the last, 10 months, Andy?
He is, and this is actually quite pivotal for him, I feel, in terms of his career, if he's going to continue boxing in the away corner, because he did start in the home corner, lost a fight he wasn't supposed to. Then he headed for the away corner. He's had a couple of stoppages. If he can get through this one against a good fighter, then he'll give him some confidence that he can do this, because it is a hard thing to do. And as Barry was saying, you really do have to learn how to do it. You can't just go in there and really bite down and tough it out every time, which is pretty much what he'll have ended up doing here. You've got to find a way to make it a bit easier for yourself, and that does come with experience.
And there's different ways to do it. We've seen tonight Dale Adamsmith in the previous fight, just really good defence. Prior to that, Sean Jackson, a little bit of craft and nuance, knew what to do and when to do it. Good defence, good feet, throw the odd shots as well. So loads of
your opponent,
loads of different things.
Yeah, pulling down on them, all those things tire them out. But for Jackson, it's survival mode, and Smithson, sorry, it's survival mode, and Boardman's not giving him any space again here.
Managed to pin him down on those ropes on the far side, whipping in a body shot. There's a mean left hook, little grimace from Smithson. He's tucking up, just trying to ride this wave.
That was good, that, wasn't it? The referee's told him off there, and I think it was 50-50. He could have let him get away with that, because he tried to grab hold there, Smithson, and he wasn't having any of it. He just shouldered him off, turned him onto the ropes. That's what I was talking about before. He's made it really hard for Smithson to get a grip of him.
Just over half a minute away from Danny Boardman trying to get that knockout victory from Louis Smithson, earning another payday soon enough. If he gets stopped, of course, the board ensure that he has to have some time out of the ring, and that's That's exactly the sort of stuff that is insufferable for someone in his kind of role.
I think he's going to make it now, isn't he? There goes the clapper, and I think we're all kind of willing him to make it, aren't we, too? Because he's earned his money tonight, Smithson.
Yeah, what a way. What a way to earn a few quid. Heavy pressure, high pace, intensity, a lot of brio and attitude from Danny Boardman. Great credit to Louis Smithson. He managed to ride it out. More power to him.
I thought it was a good performance there, wasn't it, for Boardman? I thought he boxed really well, picked the shots well, punched good from range, as Andy said. Showing the bit of physical set, bit of bully about him, which is always a good thing to see for an aggressive fighter. And I think if he just could have sustained a couple of those attacks, then I think he would have got the stoppage.
And he's one of a couple of fighters on the bill tonight who I think sold nearly 300 tickets. So those fans will be happy, and he's got a style that I think will put smiles on a few fans' faces, Andy, too.
Definitely, he's good to watch, isn't he? You could see what this meant to him from the way that he came up over the ramp for the ring walk, and he put his punches together nicely.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee's scorecard. Referee Michael Alexander scores the bout 40-36. And your winner, Danny